Hey guys, how's it going? This is Dobrunsky125. Today I want to show you guys the milestone of reaching level 97 on my single player magic finding lightning sorceress. Talk a little bit about the pros and cons of this character build and show you guys how I allocated my attribute points, skill points, and what gear I'm using on this character. Okay, so first let's talk a little bit about the pros and cons of a magic finding lightning sorceress. The pros. 1. The lightning sorceress has some of the fastest clear speeds of all characters in Diablo 2. Why is this important for a magic finding character? The faster that you kill monsters, the more drops you get. The more drops means more chances of finding those rare TC level 87 uniques and high runes for overpowered rune runes. It's really that simple. You can have 1000% magic find on your character, but if your clear speed is slow, it's going to severely impact the rate at which you find items in Diablo 2. Number 2. You can magic find practically any area in the game without worrying about immunities once you have the rune word Infinity. Other characters like the Fire Sorceress or Cold Sorceress are somewhat limited in the areas that they can magic find due to immunities. You either have to magic find dedicated areas like the Ancient Tunnels, a level 85 area in Act 2 that doesn't spawn cold immunes, run a dual skill tree sorceress build like a Fireball Blizzard Sorceress, or rely on your Mercenary to kill monster immunes. Okay, now let's talk about the cons of a lightning sorceress. 1. The lightning sorceress is an expensive build to run that requires some specific gear to be effective. The Infinity rune word, which is Burmel, Bur-Ist, and Polearms, is extremely expensive and an absolutely mandatory rune word for an effective lightning sorceress build. The 117 faster cast rate breakpoint for lightning is also harder to reach than the standard 105 FCR breakpoint. And 2, it's a difficult balancing act between the amount of MF you run on your character versus the amount of plus skill gear you wear to boost your damage. It's very easy to run a 500% magic find cold sorceress and still clear the ancient tunnels efficiently, while a 500% MF light source with low lightning damage is going to suffer a lot in terms of clear speed. I prefer to magic find on Players 3 difficulty. On Players 3, monsters have a 90% chance to drop an item, while on Players 7, monsters have a 100% chance to drop an item. In my opinion, the faster clear speeds on Players 3 trumps the extra 10% gain on item drop rates on Players 7. Right now, I'm running sub 3-minute pit runs, killing every monster along the way. I'd rather repeat 3-minute MF runs on this difficulty than a 5-minute pit run on Players 7. Over the long haul, I believe that you will get better drops this way. That's just my personal opinion though. I also like to clear all monsters and not just focus on champions and boss packs. It is true that champions and boss packs are the only monsters in the pits that can drop an item like Tyrael's Might. However, clearing every monster maximizes the chances of finding high runes. MF does not improve your chances of finding runes. The only thing that does improve your chances is killing more monsters at a faster rate. I found many high runes like Ohm, Low, Sewer, and Jaw off of regular monsters in the pits. Okay, let's talk a little bit more about the build I'm running. First, the attribute points. This is pretty straightforward, 156 points into strength. This is the minimum strength requirement to wear the Spirit rune word in a Monarch shield. No points into dexterity, no points into energy, and your remaining points into vitality. My character has 2,108 health with battle orders, which is pretty good considering I'm running no plus life charms. You don't need to worry about putting points into energy, it's not an energy shield build, so you get enough mana on this character with your gear. As far as your skill points go, I put 1 point into Frozen Armor. At level 19, Frozen Armor gives me a 120% defense bonus and lasts over 5 minutes when it's casted. A great return on investment for only using up 1 hard skill point. I initially put 1 hard point into Warmth. It's a great passive skill that boosts mana regeneration. At level 22, it increases the rate I recover mana by 282%. At level 95, all of the lightning skills will be fully synergized, so after that I chose to place my remaining points into Warmth to further boost my mana recovery. Lightning skill points is pretty much the same for all lightning sorceress builds. 1 hard point into Telekinesis. Telekinesis is a prerequisite skill for teleport. 1 hard point into Teleport pretty much a standard skill for all sorceress builds. 20 hard points into Lightning Mastery. At level 43, Lightning Mastery boosts my character's lightning damage by 554%. I put 1 point into Static Field. Static Field is a prerequisite skill for Nova. It's also very useful for initially knocking down the health on endgame bosses like Diablo or Baal. I placed 20 points into Charged Bolt, 20 into Chain Lightning, and 20 into Nova. Every hard point placed into these skills boosts the damage of lightning by 8%. Some people prefer to use Chain Lightning over Lightning for their primary attack. However, I prefer to use Lightning because it does more damage. And finally, 20 hard points into Lightning. At level 43, this character's Lightning does 39,000 damage. That wraps up the skill tree, so now let's take a look at the gear that I'm using on this character. Keep in mind that this is single player, so some of the gear I'm running is really good, while other gear could be improved. For my helmet, I'm running a 138 defense Shaco, socketed with a 5/5 die light facet. Shaco is an awesome PVM MF source helmet with +2 to all skills, a substantial boost to life and mana, +2 to all attributes, 10% damage reduction, and 50% MF. I decided to socket the Shaco with a light facet because the -res on the facet helps improve the clear speed on monsters with lightning immunities that have been broken by the conviction aura on my Mercenary's Infinity. This ties into the cons of an MF light source that I discussed earlier. It's difficult to find the perfect balance between magic finding and damage. I haven't found Griffin's Eye yet, so that's why I'm not running one on this character. For my armor, I'm running a 35 to all resistances upped Skin of the Viper Magi. This is an excellent armor that gives +1 to all skills, a nice boost to resistances, a little bit of magic damage reduction, and provides the highest faster cast rate bonus of all armors in Diablo 2. The boost to FCR allows me to run gear like Chance Guard gloves without having to worry about reaching the 117 FCR breakpoint of lightning. Upping the armor significantly boosts the defense as well. I socketed this armor with a 5/4 die light facet to increase my sorceress's clear speed. I'm running the Heart of the Oak runeword on my main hand weapon. This is probably my favorite caster weapon in Diablo 2. +3 to all skills, 40% faster cast rate, increases maximum mana by 15%, and +30 to 40 resistances. For my shield, I'm using the Spirit runeword in a Monarch. This is pretty much the endgame caster shield for any sorceress in Diablo 2. +2 to all skills, large boost to faster cast rate and faster hit recovery, defense versus missiles, vitality, mana, and cold, lightning, and poison resistances. I'm not using Mars Kaleidoscope for an amulet because I still haven't found one, but I'm pretty happy with this crafted amulet. +2 to all sorceress skills, 17% faster cast rate, 21 to mana, 6% mana regeneration, and 30% fire resist. The 30% fire resist helps supplement the lack of fire resist on the Spirit runeword. The extra FCR on the amulet also helps with reaching that 117 FCR breakpoint for lightning. I'm using War Traveler boots, which are pretty much the best boots for an MF character in Diablo 2. 25% faster run walk, 10 attribute points to strength and vitality, and these boots rolled 46% MF, which is 4% off of perfect. For my belt, I'm using a perfect 120% enhanced defense Arachnid's Mesh. This is probably my favorite piece of gear that I have on this character and one of the very few rare perfect drops that I've found. Arax is the only belt in the game that offers +1 to skills. The faster cast rate, increase to maximum mana, and skill bonus makes this the best caster belt in Diablo 2. For my 2 rings, I'm using 2 Stones of Jordan, an ideal caster ring that boosts my skills and significantly increases my maximum mana. For my gloves, I'm running 40% Magic Find double upped Chance Guards. I'm using these gloves primarily for the 40% boost to Magic Find. The extra Gold Find is a nice modifier as well. I upped these gloves twice to Van Braces to boost my defense a little bit more. On Switch, I'm using a 4/6/3 Call to Arms in a Flail and a Spirit and a Monarch Shield to further boost the Battle Order skill level. A +6 to Battle Order's CTA is a really nice roll, and with all the plus skill gear that I have on my Sorceress, She has a level 17 battle orders that boosts mana and health by 83% and lasts for more than 3 minutes. In my inventory, I have a 20, 18, 9 Annihilus Small Charm, an 18-20 Source Torch, and a 40% Magic Find Geeds Grand Charm. The rest of the Grand Charms in my inventory are plain Lightning Skills Sorceress Grand Charms. I'm running 5 Skiller Grand Charms instead of MF Small Charms because the substantial boost in damage significantly increases my character's kill speeds. These Grand Charms boost my lightning damage from roughly 33,000 to 39,000. The remaining Small Charms in my inventory are assorted 7% Magic Find Small Charms, with the exception of one 6% Fire Resist, 5% Faster Hit Recovery Small Charm. This charm helps my source reach the 60 FHR breakpoint when you combine the 55 FHR from the Spirit Rune Word. Let's go over my Mercenary's gear now. My Mercenary is using the Fortitude Rune Word in an e-bugged Belrog skin for his armor. In my opinion, Fortitude is the best armor in the game for a Mercenary. Fortitude provides a massive 300% enhanced damage, 200% enhanced defense, a large chunk of resistances, increases maximum lightning resistances by 5%, and gives the chance to cast chilling armor that further boosts defense. It's a pretty amazing rune word for the cost of 1 high rune. On this Fortitude, I rolled 29 to all resistances and 1.375 to life based on character level. My Mercenary is using the Infinity Rune Word in an Ethereal Thresher for his weapon. Infinity is an extremely expensive rune word requiring 2 Burr runes, 1 Ist rune, and 1 Mal rune, but it's an absolute necessity for any effective endgame lightning sorceress. The level 12 Conviction Aura reduces enemy resistances by 85% and removes lightning immunities on almost every monster in Diablo 2. Infinity also grants a massive 40% Crushing Blow and high enhanced damage, making it a powerful rune word in the hands of your Mercenary. I rolled 323% enhanced damage out of a possible 325, so I'm extremely happy with this rune word. In my opinion, the Thresher is a much better base than a Colossus Foulage because it has a significantly higher attack speed. I switch between 2 different helmets on my Mercenary depending on what I feel like using. Helmet 1, which is a more defensive based approach, is an ethereal, 20% damage reduction Vampire Gaze with a Cham rune. Vampire Gaze has everything you need for an effective Mercenary helmet. It has lifesteal and provides more damage reduction than Treachery. The Cham rune also prevents my Mercenary from being frozen, which is very effective in situations like the second wave of Bale's minions that primarily rely on cold attacks. I don't really have any use for a rune word like Pride or Doom for this character, so I felt like the best use of a Cham rune would be in this helmet for my Mercenary. Helmet 2, which is a more offensive based approach, is a non-ethereal 10% life leech, 30 to strength, and Dariel's Visage. Ethereal and a higher enhanced defense roll would make this a better helmet, but for the most part I'm pretty happy with it. The 20% increased attack speed boosts my Mercenary's attack rate from 3.33 attacks per second to 3.57 attacks per second. The 30 to strength also increases the overall damage of my Mercenary. I socketed this helmet with a 6 to maximum damage, 23% fire resist jewel instead of the traditional Ral rune that is commonly used. A 15% increased attack speed, fire resist jewel would be ideal for this helmet, but that's a pretty rare find. Okay guys, that pretty much wraps up the build for my character. She does 39,000 damage with her lightning, has 256% magic find, and hits the 117 FCR breakpoint for lightning. Her magic find might be a little low compared to some other MF character builds, but she can MF in any location in the game and can clear monsters very efficiently. There are a few things that I would like to do in the future to improve this build even further. One would be using the Griffin's Eye helmet when I find one. If I find a Griffin's Eye, I'll likely socket it with an Ist rune for more MF and switch out my Skin of the Viper Magi armor for the Chains of Honor rune word. This setup would allow me to maintain the 117 FCR breakpoint, and the MF from the Chains of Honor rune word and the Ist rune in the Griffin's Eye would make up for the 50% MF lost for not using Shaco. I also have a 3 to Sorceress skills, 20% lightning damage, a Shoot His Temper that I could possibly use as well. I'm not using it currently because I lose too much resistances taking off my Hoto for only about a maximum damage increase of 1000 on my lightning. All of my plain lightning skill grand charms could also eventually be replaced with skill charms that have secondary mods like plus life or plus strength as I find them. What do you guys think of my magic finding lightning sorceress build? Do you think I completely missed the mark on this character, or do you think I got it right? Remember guys, this is a completely self-found single player character, so I have to roll with what I find. However, there's definitely changes that can be made to this character. Do you think I should have sacrificed damage for more magic find? I could swap out the Toothstone of Jordan rings for Nagel rings, or remove lightning skilled grand charms for more magic find small charms. Let me know in the comment section what changes you would like to see if you were running this character. Also, let me know in the comment section if there are any other sorceress builds or other character builds that you would like to see me make. And remember, smash that like button and please subscribe if you enjoyed this video and are new to my channel. Thanks for watching this video, and I hope you guys have a great day.